All right, good morning, folks. Today is day 2 of the LS swap, and now the vehicles are where they're supposed to be for now. This vehicle here, I'm pulling the motor out of, and I'm going to put it into another vehicle. I will show you here in just a minute. But yeah, we started her up and we drove her right on the trailer yesterday. We actually used this vehicle to push the yellow one on the trailer yesterday as well. Check oil level. We'll do that. Been sitting a long time, but it ran yesterday for quite some time and seemed to run good. There's no knocking. Be careful. I don't want to show too much of the area that's in because it's not my property and I'm not going to give too much, but yeah. Okay, so here is the truck that motor is going to go into. And now some of you are going to be like, gee, that truck looks pretty bad. Well, I'll tell you what. The guy that had it before me took the tires off of it and just put these on because it sat for a while. The motor that's in here is junk. And yesterday when we went to pull this on the trailer and push it on, this hub was locked up. So I got to tear this apart and see if I need to replace anything or just grease it up or something, what's wrong with it. So we'll be taking the front axle apart. Years ago when I owned this truck and I went through Automotive Technology, I actually did tear this whole front end apart and redid all the seals and everything. And when you do that, you got to be very, very careful with these bolts in there because they're Allen heads and sometimes they don't want to come out very nicely. Luckily, I didn't have any problems when I did it before. Hopefully I won't have any problems doing it again, but we're gonna have to definitely take a look at this and probably replace some parts in there. I went through Automotive Technology in 2013 and 2014, so it's been 10 years or so since this has been tore apart. But I went through the transmission, we rebuilt the transmission, we went through the rear end, we did all that stuff on this vehicle. But as I was saying, because of that wheel hub, the guy had a tow truck and we were trying to get it on there by pushing it. Well, it wouldn't go. As you can see, kind of some details here, I guess. You can see where it slid all the way up. And that tire did not turn at all. Once we got the front end on the trailer, we just pushed it the rest of the way. But getting it up over top of the ramps was a pain in the butt. As you can see, there's no slide marks back here. It all starts right here. So we propped it up and got it up to here and then slid it the rest of the way with the tow truck. He just hooked onto the back of it, lifted the rear axle up off the ground, and pushed it forward. And when he lifted the front end up, he did it from up front. When he lifted the back end up, he did it from back there. And as you can see right here, this still has a nice even gap all the way down. The frame on this truck is solid. If it was not solid when he lifted it up from the backside there, it would have just buckled right in there in the cab. So we're gonna have to do some body work. The rocker panels and quarters or stuff for junk on this. I'm probably just gonna get new doors for it. Like I said, I'm gonna be careful on how much I video and where I video because, like Like I said, this isn't my property, and I'm not gonna share and show things that are here that people don't want to be seen. But this wheel turned just fine. The door, the body work, you're gonna need a lot of body work. That's not my department. This truck is actually gonna go to my youngest son. I am gonna get it running and get it mechanically tuned with the new engine out of that 2005, and then the rest of it's going to be up to him. Now, I do have some new leaf springs in the back of the truck. Let's see if I can see them. They're out of a 3/4 ton Chevy. And the reason why I have those is because this side here is broken. It's been broken since I've had it years and years ago. And I was going to replace it, but I never got around to it. The guy that bought it from me never replaced it. He drove it down the road just fine. In fact, as you can see, it's got load handlers on it, and it's got a gooseneck hitch. I used to use this when I was racing, and I was hauling a gooseneck trailer with 2 race cars on it. And then it spent a lot of time going from fields to the scrapyard, and we hauled a lot of things. And I don't have a picture or anything of my car hauler anymore. I don't know whatever happened to him, but Google deleted him or something like that. But anyways, it was a 30-foot car hauler trailer, and I had some vehicles that had no motors or transmissions in them, but I had 5 of them on the back of the trailer. If you want to, you don't have to believe it if you don't want to, but I did. I had 2 on the bottom, 2 on the next one, and 1 on the top. Like I said, there's no motor and trannies in them. We kind of smashed them down so they wouldn't be too high. So, but yeah, this truck's hauled a lot of shit. And it's got the old lockouts in it, which I like. It's got the 700 R4 transmission rebuilt. So, a lot of things on here that I did do it when I was running and stuff like that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of body work that's going to have to be done to this. I did have another pickup truck that had a really nice freaking cab on it and stuff like that, but I'm not going to tell you what happened to that because it kind of pissed me off. But what do you do when you give things away to people? So, oh well. So yeah, on to the engine swaps. I'll update as we go.